மியூட் வைக்கணுமா அன்மியூட் வைக்கணுமா?
வால்யூம் வைங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் உங்களுக்கு.
Good morning to you all. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
சத்யா ஓடுதான்னு பார்த்துவா. கிளாஸ் நடக்குது. என்னப்பா
Number 6.
Yeah.
6.
லேட்டாக தான் கேட்குது. ஃபஸ்ட்டு கேட்காது.
Intensity and more of the
கணக்கே இல்லை. இப்போ வரும் பேச்ச கேளு.
Good morning, sister. Shall we start? Sister, good morning. Shall we start, sister?
Ma'am,
Shall we start now?
Yes,
are
ma'am.
you
We are
able
all
to hear
waiting.
my voice, ma'am?
Yes, we are all waiting, ma'am. You can start.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Sister Sonia is doing a praying.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. What about the Vishalakshmi? You can call Vishalakshmi, ma'am. Sonia.
Yes, sister.
Yes, Sonia. You can start now, Sonia.
There shall be showers. Sister, can I start, sister?
Wait, Vishalakshmi, Vishalakshmi, ma'am. Yeah.
Yes, sister, I am here,
Yeah,
sister.
you can start saying Vishalakshmi. Okay,
Yes,
start now.
yes, sister, yes, sister.
Yeah.
A very good morning to all. Prayer is not asking, prayer is putting oneself in the hands of the God. May I now invite one of our students, Miss Sonia, for the same. Please, Sonia.
There shall be showers of blessing. This is the promise of love. There shall be seasons refreshing, sent from the Savior above. Showers of blessing, showers of blessing we need. Mercy drops round us are falling, but for the showers we plead. There shall be showers of blessing, precious reviving again, over the hills and the valleys, sound of abundance of rain. Showers of blessing, showers of blessing we need. Mercy drops round us are falling, but for the showers we plead. Mercy drops round us are falling, but for the showers we plead. Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Sonia. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful. I feel immense pleasure to welcome you all to today's webinar on soft skills, a way to progress. I feel glad to welcome our today's chief guest, Dr. Nagalakshmi, Assistant Professor of English, Saraswati Narayan College, Perungudi, Madurai, who has kindly accepted our simple invitation and spending her valuable time despite her tight schedule. She has completed her BA in Yadava Women's College, Madurai, MA and B.Ed in Tyagaraja College, Madurai, MPhil in VVV College, Virudhunagar, and she did her PhD in Saraswati Narayan College, Madurai. She worked as a secondary grade teacher in TVS Matriculation Higher Secondary School and as an assistant professor of English in Manna Thirumalai Noyakkar College, Madurai. She was working as a guest lecturer for both UG and PG students in MK University, Madurai, and now at present she is working as an assistant professor in Saraswati Narayan College, Perungudi. She also acted as a resource person and gave a lecture on more than 14 topics in various institutions. She was the coordinator in Quality Circle at Tyagaraja College, Madurai, organizer in conducting blood donation camp in Manna Thirumalai Noyakkar College, Madurai, etc. She has attended many conferences, seminars, and workshops, and also she has published many articles in reputed journals. I feel happy to say that more than 10 MPhil scholars have been benefited under her guidance. She has been the professional membership in ELT Association Chennai and a life member of the Council for Teacher Education Karaikudi. I feel very proud to say that she was given the Best Leadership Award for leading a team in the best way. In the year 2012, she has awarded Young Dronacharya Award for Best Micro Teaching, and also she received the Best Faculty Award for Language Stream in 2017. In the year 2019, she was a lesson writer for Part 2 English and also for Major English at Ayappa University, Karaikudi. Apart from academics, she also did many social services and community services in many schools and colleges. Really, I feel very happy to have you here, ma'am. On behalf of Idhaya family, I wholeheartedly welcome you, ma'am. It's my pleasure to welcome our principal, Dr. Sister C. Jyoti Mary, and Vice Principal, Dr. Sister Sabin Mary, who are always molding us to do everything in a right way. It's because of your motivation and guidance only we are able to conduct like these webinars. From the bottom of my heart, I wholeheartedly welcome you, sisters. Now it's my turn to welcome all my colleagues and my dear students. Without you, the function will not be successful. With all your cooperation, we can make this webinar a fruitful one. I hope that this webinar will be highly useful and more helpful to you. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you. May I now invite our beloved Vice Principal to felicitate the gathering. Please, sister.
Yes, God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. I'm good, you're good, we are good. Yes, God is so gracious and He has given us one more chance to live in this world and exist in this world to enjoy this life. A very warm good morning to one and all. I feel privileged and honored to extend the felicitations wishing this gathering on this special occasion. Moreover, it gives an immense pleasure in felicitating this national webinar on soft skills, a gate to progress. Our college was established in the year 1996 with a vision to save the entire society and more especially the women and downtrodden people. Our English department with the undergraduate course was started in the year 2008 and PG program in 2012. Our department is trying to achieve the height of great success. So this SGB National Seminar has been organized, which may further develop and promote our department and thereby our institution. I hope that this SGB will be the practical and relevant to the current challenges. I also take this opportunity to appreciate our resource person, Dr. S. Nagalakshmi, Assistant Professor of English, who has extended her availability and generous heart to have this insightful webinar to our students. Ma'am, really we are grateful for your kindness and helping tendency to motivate our students. May God bless you. May God bless you and reward you for your meaningful service. I hope, my dear students, the opportunity to comes only once. Whenever the opportunity comes, you have to cling that. So I hope that you have an engaging and enriching session ahead. And also I wish each one of you will carry back from this some wonderful memories of this national webinar that you will cherish for a long time to come. Let me now close by wishing you a delightful and stimulating day. Thank you one and all. May God bless you.
Thank you, sister. Now I feel pleasure to hand over the session to our ma'am. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. A warm greetings, students and the colleagues and the institution. And I'm very, very happy to meet you all. And before we go into the session, can we have a look at a small video? Ma'am, can you please on the video?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Ma'am, voice is not audible, so can you play from the first with your voice?
Though Ravi had the best project, he missed even the second prize. Rohan's team is the best, but failed to get through even the quarterfinals. Let's analyze. Ravi failed miserably because he failed to communicate his best ideas to the judges. Everyone in Rohan's team was best, but each one wanted to prove themselves. They lacked the team spirit. Be it an individual or a team, lack of soft skills will lead to failure. So, what are soft skills? Soft skills are personal abilities that help you perform and interact better with other people, leading to a higher rate of success. Studies show that about 85% of the real life success depends on soft skills. Unfortunately, our education system has not given due importance to these skills that are pivotal to our success. Okay, we get it. But how to help students acquire these soft skills in school? Not to worry. We at Soft School, with a team of behavioral scientists, soft skills experts, and game designers, with the feedback of successful individuals from different walks of life, have designed an effective syllabus to teach soft skills. Soft School is a complete solution to teach soft skills with comprehensive syllabus, world-class trainers, iterative teaching aids designed specific to each soft skill. Soft School Training is a world-class program built to enable students of today to become achievers of tomorrow. Join us now to be part of something great.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, fine. So that was a small video about Ravi and Rohan as an individual and as well as a team. Though they were talent, they failed to attain success. Why? It's because they were lacking in soft skill. And I believe to attain one's success, we have to possess a strong soft skills. And there is an anonymous, ma'am, now you can play the PPT so that it will be visible to the students. See, an anonymous have stated, soft skill either makes you career or mend your career or breaks your career. So if your career have to be, it's not that you put in job. Once you are put into the job, how successful you are, how you are moving forward, that determines. And for it, the soft skill is required. Now, I would like to question you. Yeah. Third slide. Next one. Yes. And I believe that you are familiar with this particular word. What is soft skill? When there is a question, ma'am, the previous slide, what is soft skill? Okay. See, when a question arises, what is soft skill? There is also additional question, what is hard skill? Soft skill is nothing but, in a simplified way, we can say your characteristics, your attitudes. See how your personal qualities, how your habitual behaviors, how your individual ability or talent, and overall how your character, which will determine your personality, which graces the society or others, is called soft skill. And hard skill is nothing but a technical knowledge which you gain through a training. See, you saw a video in the beginning, and the video very clearly shows you that 85% of soft skill is being demanded by the recruiters, and only 50% of hard skill is being met in an interview or in a company or in an organization. See, understand, the same video also gave a hint that no school or college will give you the 100% of skill. Understand one thing, soft skill, you will have to learn yourself, you will have to get trained yourself, you will have to equip yourself, you will have to develop yourself, because all those soft skills are hidden inside you. And this soft skill, once you are trained, definitely you will attain success. And go for the next slide, please. And why do you need to acquire soft skill? Or what is the necessity to acquire soft skill? To get a better job or a suitable job? And after getting a job, is that okay? Is it okay that you are in the first level of your job? You need a promotion. For a further promotion or for further step of ahead in your professional development, you need soft skill. And understand another important thing, this soft skill is not going to help you only for the professional, but it's also going to be very, very useful, and it is also going to help you for your personal. See the video, again, I go back to the video. That video very clearly shows that your talent alone doesn't determine your success. Your talent alone doesn't determine your professional development. An added advantage of soft skill is most required for your great success. And another reason that you need to acquire soft skill is you have to create a good impact or good impression on the others. See, for an example, you are in class, and amongst your class, there are nearly, I believe, 40 to 60 students in your class. In 60, why is only one individual, why is he or why is she is being represented as class leader? It's because they possess some sort of soft skill. They are very strong in the soft skill, or they are very clear with one particular criteria of soft skill. And that is why he or she is being nominated or represented as a leader amongst the 40 or 60 in a class, because they have created a good impact in a teacher or in a classroom or in the department. And that is why he or she is being appointed as a representative of the class. Hence, if you attain soft skill, definitely you will have a good impression, which will create a great impact on others. And other thing is, when you have the soft skill within you, naturally this will help to handle an interpersonal relationship. An interpersonal relationship is nothing but the whomsoever's near you, whether it could be your neighborhood, your friend, your colleague, your friends, or the circle around you will have a good rapport with you, and you can have a good rapport with them. So there would be a proper relationship. When there is a proper relationship, naturally that will help you to push forward to the next step. Another reason to acquire, or the necessity that you have to acquire soft skill, is to take a proper decision. Understand, today many youngsters are very, very poor in taking a decision. It could be a life, it could be a marital life, it could be a study. See, many of you are put up in BA English or BCom or BSc Maths, and some of you would have opted the course because your parents might have insisted you, or your teacher would have instructed you, or the choice would be yours. But understand, the one who takes the decision by themselves, they know. See, for an example, if an individual wants to take, if an individual who is totally not interested in maths, who is totally poor in maths, yet he opts maths because his parents or his teachers would have given an advice or counseled him, stating that maths has a value in a society, maths has a lot of scope in the society. So hence, what would the particular student do is, they would have chosen. But understand, one who is very poor in maths, one who is weak in maths, if he chooses the maths with the advice of the others, definitely is not going to meet success. There he is not able to, that he or she is not able to take a proper decision. So he goes for a demand of other decision. So when you take a proper decision, definitely you will have the ability to meet the success. And taking a proper decision is also one criteria in the soft skill. Another thing is to communicate effectively. It's not what you communicate, but how you communicate effectively. And regarding this communication, we'll be looking out in the other coming slides. Now we can go for the next one. And importance of soft skill. And what is the importance of soft skill? As I said earlier, to handle interpersonal, and then to communicate, and to create a good impression, and as well to gain a personal and professional development. And next slide, sir. And what are the benefits? Now you are familiar with what is soft skill, and you know what is soft skill, and you have some sort of soft skill in you. And what is the benefit in acquiring soft skills? See, and what are the gains that you are going to gain with the skills? See, again, I tell you, I'm going to give you only the hint. I'm giving you only the outline map of the benefits of the skill, but there are still plenty and plenty. So the hint is what I'm going to give you. The first thing, if you possess a strong soft skill, you will have a self-esteem, a self-respect. When you have a self-respect, naturally, you will try to motivate yourself. When you try to motivate yourself, you will try to lead others. You will try to support your classmates. You will try to support, or you will try to lead your colleagues or someone who is around you. So when that motivation helps you to lead others, naturally, you will have a self-confidence. When your self-confidence is boosted, naturally, you try to push other people forward. You try to bring other people, you try to lift other people in a better way. And when you try to do that particular skill, when you try to do that particular character, you are being recognized by other people in the society, or the other people in a neighborhood, or other people in a college, or in the office or institution where you work. And when you're being recognized, naturally, you get various opportunities, and not various opportunities. It doesn't stand alone with various opportunities, but to an advanced opportunities. What is an advanced opportunity is, it doesn't, if for an example, you are not going to stand with representative alone. The next level of being representative is like taking you to the college level, like college representative. Once you are in the class representative, then you become a college representative, department representative. So that is what an advanced opportunity. So once you gain the self-esteem, see, these are the benefits if you possess soft skill. So naturally you get a self-respect. When you get a self-respect, you try to motivate yourself. When you motivate yourself, you boost others, and you get a recognition and as well opportunities. And as well, any sort of task is given to you, you can do it better because you possess that strong skill. Hence, most of the recruiters or most of the organizations or managements or institutions, they demand for soft skill rather than hard skill, because these soft skill determines the entire success of an institution or management. Now, what are the methods to acquire the skill? Or what are the next slide. What are the hone to acquire soft skill? Or in what way you can attain or hone your soft skill? Or what are the way you can master your skill? See, understand one thing, you have to seek a mentor or a teacher or a guide or an adjudicator or a friend or a well-wisher who could give you a constructive criticism on you. See, for an example, a student, you are 16 student, when a student is being asked to come forward to speak on a particular topic, naturally, one student is volunteering, he is coming forward, he is speaking. Understand that is the time where a teacher will try to analyze the particular individual. So that teacher, when a student volunteer himself to come forward, or when if you are working in an institution and when you come forward, when you volunteer to come forward, naturally the recruiter or the teacher will try to understand in what area you are strong and in what area you are weak. See that is, and being a student, when you volunteer yourself to come forward in various activities, the teacher is able to assess you, the teacher is able to evaluate you, and they are there to help you that you are weak in particular skill, you are weak, you are strong in particular weak. So once after getting a constructive feedback from the teacher or a mentor or adjudicator or your guide, what you can do is you can take a course. Understand another thing, it's not that you have to take a course. you take a course, that doesn't mean that you can attain the soft skill activities or the soft skill within you. You have to get into practice and you have to observe. This observation is the most important impact that will create within you. See, when a teacher stands in front of you to teach a lesson, what you do is you observe her. You observe her right from head to toe, her body language and how she speaks, the way she delivers the message, the entire thing you observe. See, like, I do not know how many of you even experienced or how many of you have observed your neighborhood people. Some children, what do is they act in their home, they act like a teacher because they have observed. In such a way, when you observe people who is being strong with the soft skill, naturally you will try to get some impact, and that impact will push you, or that will impact will create a learning atmosphere for you to acquire soft skill. And next is update. How you are updating. See, it's not that you, though you are 80 kids or 90 kids or 20 kids or whatever kid you are, you will have to update yourself according to the contemporary period, according to the current situation. If you don't update, then your skill is going to stay in a way. Your skill is going to be always in a stable way and it's not going to go further. Hence, you will have to update yourself, update according to the environment, according to the arena that you live, according to the situations that is happening in the society or in the nation or around the world. And the last important methods which you can acquire your soft skill is self-assessment. In other words, self-evaluation. In other words, self-verification. In other words, self-enhancement. See, when you started analyzing yourself, when you started assessing yourself, when you started evaluating yourself, when you started verifying your own ability or skill, periodically, it could be a periodical assessment, or you can assess daily basis or even on hourly basis as well. But you have to assess yourself. When you do this self-assessment, see, not the teacher assessment, the teacher cannot give you constructive feedback every time, or your friend is not going to give you every time, or the other people who is around you will never give you every time a constructive feedback, or they will never assess you every time. So you have to have an assessment regularly in order to know what you are, in order to get your real identity. See, sometimes you would have heard people telling very casually, Anand, you are good in your communication, why don't you come and speak? But only Anand knows what is his capability because he has assessed a self. And that is why you have to have a self-assessment to reveal out your identity, to assess your identity, to know your identity. And when you do this self-evaluation or self-verification, that will really be helpful to you to drive you of what to do and what not to do. See, when you assess yourself, you know in what area you are weak and in what area you are very strong. So based on your strength and weakness characteristics, you will start to work on it. So hence, to acquire soft skill, these are only a hint, and the most amongst these hints, self-assessment or self-evaluation is the most required one. Go for the next. And there are various types of skills. The next slide. There are various types of skills. See, you could see it in the screen. Only few types of skills I have listed, like communication, presentation, leadership, emotional intelligence. I believe you could see it in, right? Can I have a look at the screen? I have listed out nearly 10 to 15 types of skills, but still, you still have many more skills to acquire to meet a strong success. And what I've done is, I have chosen, so the next slide. I have chosen only 6 selective soft skills, which is need of every hour. It could be yesterday, today, or tomorrow. The need of every hour. Hence, I have chosen only selective skills. The first one, and the foremost one is communication skill. I believe you are again familiar with this communication skill, and you have even experienced the impact of communication skill, and you also know the importance of this skill. See, communication skill is why is being considered as the first skill or the foremost skill is because it is also a life skill. Right from a baby who is in a birth, right from the death, the communication matters. And communication, understand, communication is not only to convey the message or the information, but how effective you are communicating. I can talk, you can talk, everybody can talk, but how we are going to talk, how effectively we are going to convey our messages very clearly to others, that matters. So for an individual, whether you are in your personal life or in your professional development stage, effective communication. Again, I tell it is not communication, effective communication is the hallmark to reveal out your individual, your identity. See, your talk, see for an example, there would be your friends who talk very local, very colloquially. When they talk very local and colloquially, naturally, their background will determine what they are. An individual's language will determine what sort of person they are. So communication stands the first and foremost in the soft skill. And second thing is how effectively, how fluently you could communicate. And when you, so please stay with the slide. It's not that you have to speak, it's not that enough if you have to speak fluently. You have to choose the right word at the right time. It's not that you have to choose the right word at right time, but it must be very crisp and clear. See, sometimes you, even as a student, you would have experienced someone who's been given a mic, they speak for a long time. They never bother whether the spectators or the audience or the listeners are listening to him or her, but he would be continuously talking. And as well, his sentence would be very, 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 very lengthy, and it would not be very, very clear. So when you are given a chance to communicate, your communication must be very effectively, it must be very fluent, it must be, you have to choose very clear word, right word at the right time, and it must be short and sweet and crisp and clear. And as well, you have to speak on time. Speaking on time determines the most important aspect in communication skill. See, for an example, there is a humorous person. Wherever he goes, he would always making a joke, he would always kidding other people, he would always commenting other people. Imagine if that joker or if that comical person is also creating a comic in a condolence place. Is that okay? That will give his image, that will create a bad image. So we will have to know what to speak, when to speak, why to speak, where to speak, and how to speak. When communication skill is concerned, we will have to follow 5WH 1HW technique. I think you are familiar, I think you are aware of this 5WH 1HW technique. 5HW is nothing but what, where, why, who, when, and how. These are what is called 5WH and 1HW. So these technique must be followed when you communicate, and not communication alone, when you communicate effectively and strongly. And I'm here to give you very few tips to improve your communication skill. So next slide. Okay. See, there's only a few hints which I'm going to give you to improve your communication. The first thing is you have to observe the mouth movement, lip movement of the person who speaks. See, for an example, again, I tell you, communication doesn't matter only with English communication. You have that in the next slide. Communication could be either of the Tamil language, your native language, of any, it could be Tamil language, Hindi language, English, Malayalam or Kannada, any language that you are communicating must be very effective. And you have to observe the people who could communicate you effectively. When you observe their mouth movement, you will be able to grasp how their lip movement goes right and left and up and down, so that you will try to imitate them. When you try to imitate how other people speak, how an expert speak, naturally you will have your communication in a matured way. And other thing is, once you are better in communication, you will have to be very, very slow. See, until and unless you are expert in your communication, you have to slow your speeds. If you're too fast, most of your words get within your mouth. It will not be audible. It will not reach the people who is listening. Hence, you will have to slow your speech until you are expert. And next is listen to the music of language. It's listen to the music of any language. See, today the technology is being developed in a great way. For an example, you wanted to learn Hindi. When you wanted to learn Hindi, what do is you can listen to the music of Hindi, or you can watch in Hindi movie, or you can listen to the speaker who speak in Hindi. When you do all those, when you listen so much, naturally the language get in within yourself unconsciously. That is what the psychologist says. The language, when as much as you listen, so much as you listen, the language naturally, without knowing you, consciously get inside. When it gets in, naturally it will try to be used in one way or the other places. And try to familiarize with certain words and the pronunciation. Some words would be very, very difficult to pronounce. So we will have to get familiarized with pronunciation as well words. See, the literature students would be very familiar of words and pronunciation. Sometimes if you pronounce the word wrong, then people would not be able to understand what you even convey. Hence, your words and pronunciation, and that too, you have to familiarize, which is the most important words and the pronunciation. And again, record your communication. This is again a self-assessment or self-evaluation. Today you have a mobile, you have various digital mode where you can record your communication. And after recording your communication, you can listen and see where you are blocked, where you find a hiccup, where you are where you get some sort of disturbance or hindered, or where you get problem. When you record your communication and when you listen to your own words, then naturally you yourself will know, okay, I'm very poor in this area, I have to grasp, I have to learn. So this is how you have to assess. And another method is you can go in front of the mirror and you can speak. When you speak, naturally, the mirror will reflect what you speak, how you speak, and the mode of the body language as well. Another criteria for improving your communication is read aloud. See, a research shows that anyone who sits in for reading, a continuous reading for at least 3 months, he or she will get a tremendous improvement. Hence, please read aloud. When you read aloud, it doesn't mean that whether you understand or not. The first thing, read anything. Read anything. The second thing is, see, you take a Hindu paper or take any Tamil newspaper, read one particular article. When you read for the first time, definitely you cannot understand. When you read for the second time, you will slowly try to get to know the outlayer of the meaning, outlayer of the concept. When on third time, only by the third time, you will know what is being exactly given in the newspaper. So read aloud, and this reading aloud will help you to reduce your mother tongue influence. Mother tongue influence is nothing but, see, you would have heard people talking. I went there, I sat, oh, these all you would have heard it. People talking, and when they're talking, I went there, she is sitting, I went, So these these are called as mother tongue influence, and this mother tongue influence will be reduced when you read so much. And apart, you also get into naturally familiarize with more words and more sentences. And this reading will help you to communicate betterly, to communicate better, and it will also give you so much of knowledge. And these understand are the most important thing. These things will never happen in a day or tomorrow. It will never happen in overnight. You have to be very, very patient. You will have to have a regular practice, a regular training to communicate effectively. And next, see, you are, next slide, you are in the level of a student. Now, when you wanted to go for a job, so today you know the impact of communicating in English. You know the power of English. If you are not able to communicate effectively in English, then naturally your job is, you are not able to get into a proper job. You get a job, that I give you assurance, because you hold a degree and you get a job. But what job you get and how are you going to excel yourself in that particular job, that matters. And for that matters, you have to definitely improve your communication skill in English. And understand, I'm not going to go deep, but I have given in a slide. You can even hold this for the future. This is an abbreviation for spoken English. I have long back took in, it was stated by some anonymous, and I have took long back somewhere, which I don't remember. So first thing, shed your inferiority complex. See, many of us today, many of the recruiters, many of the institutions, the management, they demand for your effective communication in English. If you are able to communicate in English in a better way, definitely the success knocks your toe. So first thing to improve your English, spoken English, or your communicative skill in English, you will have to first reveal out, you will have to remove your inferiority complex. You will have to shed your inferiority complex. Inferiority complex, it is within you. Again, see, this is also a kind of a soft skill which will help you to remove out your fear. So you will have to remove the inferior complex which is within you to speak in English. Participants, you can please mute your audio. Yes. And second thing is, practice is the only way for your profession. See, if you want to be a professional, even if you wanted to speak to your personal group, then you have to have a regular practice. And as I said earlier, see, the third point, observe how well educated people speak. It's not that you have to observe everybody who speaks, but observe how well educated people speak. When you observe how educated people speak, naturally, as I said earlier, the mouth goes like, it goes up, it comes down, then it goes to the right side and left side or oval side. When it goes in all these sides, then you will know how the words are being pronounced. Then again, as I said earlier, know more and more new words in English. See, today the technology, due to technology, the advancement of technology and the development in medical field, or the progress in society, many new words are being introduced. It's not that you have to stick in with the dictionary. It is not that you have to stick in with only the words which is being taught by the teacher. There are many words which is being introduced every day, and you have to get familiar with all those new words. And it is not that you, after knowing all those new words, what you will have to do is, it's not that you have to, okay, I have learned 10 words, this is okay. It is not so. You will have to use those words when you speak, when you need, at the right time, in the right place, okay? And never, understand, this is the most, again, important aspect, never ever bother about the mistakes when you are in the initial stage of your learning of any language. It's not only in English, any language, when you are learning, never bother about the mistakes. For the next slide, please. Next slide. See, this is the abbreviation for spoken, and next is C for English. Experience will enable you to eliminate errors. See, as I said, as you keep on practicing to speak, your errors, keep practicing day by day, hard, day by day, the moment and moment you keep practicing, and when you experience to speak, then actually your errors will day by day get down, and never ever commit the same mistakes again and again. See, once you are experienced, once you come forward to speak, you will know what is the mistake that you are doing. The same mistake, do not repeat again when you are given another chance to speak. And again, generate different pattern. See, why generate different pattern? Different pattern is nothing but different style. See, for an example, when you read a poem, when you read a poem or poesy or a poem, what do they do is, see, today it is a general notion, or it is the general procedure in an English class to read the poem without any pass or intonation. Because if actually the process or the exact pattern of reading a poem is not to read a poem, but to sing a poem. See, for an example, if a teacher is going to teach a poem, she must not read the poem at all. She has to sing the poem. She has to rhyme the poem. She has to recite the poem. Okay? But if that happens in the class, every student will laugh. That is a different thing. But then at the same time, when we go for a teaching of grammar, then we have a different style. When we go for teaching prose, then we have a different style. In such a way, when you are being asked to come forward to speak, use different patterns, different styles. Don't every time have a same style. If you use a different style, okay, she or he is something innovative. Let's see what different pattern she or he is going to follow it on the next. So we will naturally get curious to listen to he or she who is introducing a different pattern. And next is, when you learn new patterns, try to use them in your regular period and improve your knowledge in grammar. This is the most important aspect I wanted to say, is because many students, especially many students, have a notion that if we are experts in grammar, we are better, or we are sound in English communication. Understand one thing, grammar is only the second criteria in concerned with your spoken English. I think you are familiar with Shakespeare. Shakespeare was a great dramatist, but he was poor in grammar. His language was strand. His language has a proper strand or standard, and his work was universally recognized. He is still popular like Tirukural, Thiruvalluvar, yet Shakespeare was poor in grammar. But doesn't mean that he is poor in communication. He was very, very strong in communicating his knowledges, his ideas effectively. In such a way, please understand that grammar is only a supporting tool for the language, but not exactly will help you for effective communication. But then you can improve your knowledge of your grammar. And this grammar will help you only during the writing period. If you wanted to write an essay, then during that period, this grammar will help. Otherwise, I'm concerned with spoken English, this knowledge is having only a bit of a role. And then speak as much as you can. See, you are in learning period of your developing your communication skill in English. So speak as much as you can. It is not that you have to speak only one particular topic. Speak on various topics which is very, very favorite to you. Speak on any topic which is being demanded by the people. When you speak so much, when you talk so much, naturally you will try to eliminate your errors, and you will know what are the mistakes that you're making, and you will try to have an innovative style within yourself, and ultimately you will have a high confidence. And please, these are the general tips for spoken English. And next slide. This is one important aspect of a soft skill. Next one is non-verbal communication. See, non-verbal communication is nothing but, so the next slide. Non-verbal communication is nothing but your body language. See, there is a saying called, your walk and talk will betray who you are. I repeat, your walk, your talk will betray who you are. So this will be quite related to the body language. So your walk, the way you walk. See, sometimes your walk and talk. The meaning of this is, see, sometimes there are people who walk very fast, and they are, when he or she is coming along in a long distance, it will be we could hear it even when we are in the other distance. So, and as well their talk, sometimes when they talk, their language would be very, very local. Sometimes it would be very, very clumsy. So that will reveal out what sort of background they are. And sometimes the dressing sense, so your walk and talk again, their dressing sense will reveal out what background are they coming from. And see, the best example for non-verbal communication is, I believe, Mr. Bean and Charlie Chaplin. I do not know how many of you are aware of Charlie Chaplin, and Mr. Bean would be the best example because he is in the contemporary period and you would be very familiar. Actually, Mr. Bean was very much interested in getting into the cinema industry, but due to his communication, due to his poor communication, actually he has problem with communicating, and hence he was denied various opportunities. And then Mr. Bean decided himself to operate a channel, and he became a great successful man only by communicating by his body. His body communicated than his verbal communication. So body language, again, non-verbal communication is the most important aspect of a soft skill. Another is para-verbal communication is also an important. What is para-verbal communication is, for an example, your tone, your pitch, the variations, your intonations, the rhythm, it also matters. See, sometimes, for an example, you wanted to go approach your HOD or you wanted to approach some sort of teacher, but you're scared. Why are you scared of approaching that particular teacher? Because every time their tone would be always very high. They would be very angered. See, and in that case, when you talk, when you communicate, your para-verbal communication, that is your tone, your pitch, your variations, your intonations, your rhythm of the language also matters. Now again, coming back with the non-verbal communication in concern with the body language, see, I have given a quote by Amy Cuddy. He has given, like, your body language shapes you are, who you are. So your body language, see, sometimes, for an example, your body must speak rather than what you speak. Your appearance must speak rather than what you speak. So that will, for some of them, what they would do is, the best example I could give you is Mr. Bean. See, again, I come back with Mr. Bean is because his appearance will be very, very comic. And his costumes also will be very comic. Though his dressings would be very gentle, yet the way he behaves, the way his body language moves, everything will convey the message very clearly. Hence, in concern with non-verbal communication, your appearance, your dressings, your the outer dressings that you wear, and the body language that you signal, that you give, that you convey, must be very, very carefully noted. Then the head motion. Sometimes if any teacher asks you for any sort of clarifications, or in case if a teacher is questioning you, immediately what you would say, instead of saying yes, you will nod your head like this. If no, you will nod your head like left and right. So your head motion also determines your body language and your facial expression. See, this facial expression easily you could identify. Some of them, they would tell it only in words. Even you would have identified people in your age, even you would identified how people, their voice speaks in a better tone, but their face doesn't convey a positive message. See, you would have experienced this. Many of you would have experienced. See, for an example, you wanted to demand for a mobile phone to your parent, and your parent is actually not willing, yet with no way, they sulk their face. They keep their face in a crushed manner and they get you a cell phone. So you will naturally understand that your parent is not liking to get you a cell phone. So that is what the particular is trying to communicate. Again, your eye contact. See, when we communicate with one-to-one or two-to-one people, our eye has to contact the other person's eye. So when our eye contacts everybody or the particular individual, naturally there is a positive reflection in the individual's communication. Hence, eye contact is an important aspect. And body contact is entirely, it is right from a head to toe, entire aspect have to speak, it has to communicate effectively. And then gestures, your body language, again, your gestures, your sign, your signal. See, for an example, you cannot show your index finger, you cannot point out this particular finger to your teacher. Why you cannot point out this index finger to your teacher? Because that shows a negative communication, negative body non-verbal communication. Hence, every finger, every cells of your body is a communication. So you must be very, very careful in acquiring the skill, and you have to master this non-verbal communication skill. See, why I say you to acquire this or to master this non-verbal communication is, a research says that non-verbal communication is spoken for nearly 65%. Non-verbal communication is being spoken in a 65% level, and verbal communication is only 35%. So rather than what your words speak, your body speaks is what is, and hence this non-verbal communication, another aspect of soft skill. Can we go for the next? Next. And next is time management. We are all running around the clock, whether it is a teacher or whether a child or whether an adult. Every age group today is running out of a time. They are running around the clock. Hence, when we go for a job or when we are in a process of studying, what should we do is we'll have to schedule our time. When we schedule our time, well, how do we schedule our time? We will have to prioritize the work. We should know which work is important, which work have to be done first, which work has to be done second. So you will have to prioritize the work. And next is you will have to plan it very productively. You will have to plan it effectively, and you will also should not schedule your work, or you should not do the work in a multitasking. Please stop multitasking work. For an example, at a time, don't let your foot in multiple places. So you have to stop this multiple tasking work, plan it productively, prioritize your work, and then break your task into steps. For an example, today you are supposed to do 10 works. 10 assigned works is been given. You know what has to be given, which work has to be given first, work has to be given second. You know what are the works has to be given more prioritized. So when you break all those works into tasks or in steps, it will be easy for you to finish off the work on time. And next is you will have to focus only on that particular matter. So when you are doing with one work, when you step on with the other work, naturally you will get disturbed. When you are being disturbed, then you cannot do it. Hence, you cannot make it very successful. So you will have to manage your time effectively. To manage your time effectively, you have to focus on one particular work and then set reminder. We are, as I said earlier, we do multiple work. We have multiple works to do in a day. When we have multiple works to do in a day, what we have to do is we'll have to set a reminder. Sometimes we forget. See, again, short term, long term, we have a middle term goal. Participants can please mute your audio. Participants can please mute your audio. Thank you. So we'll have to set a reminder, like what sometimes we have long term, short term, and then middle term goal. So accordingly, we know, okay, this work we'll have to do it today. Another work has to be done it in a week. Another work has to be done it in a month. So we know which work we'll have to do it accordingly. We'll have to set a reminder and allot time for important work first. Okay. And next is you will have to organize and structure the work. When you organize and structure the work, definitely it will be helpful for you to manage your time effectively. And then you will also have a to-do list. Can go for the next. When you have a to-do list, it will be very, very effective and productive for managing your time effectively. And next is stress management. This is an other important soft skill which is needed, is demanded by every people, not only the recruiters, but even at home. We are in need of the stress management. Even in a school or college, we are in need. Wherever we go, the stress management skill is also needed. See, today many youngsters do not have emotional balance. If anything, if any negative they meet, immediately they do react, and that reaction will create a lot of stress in them. When that stress will ruin the other thing. Hence, you will have to know how to balance your emotional, how to manage the stress, and to meet the strong success. So to see, you are held up with a day, 24 hours in a day. Sometimes you can find 24 into 7. You can find this phrase 24 into 7. Why is it 24 into 7? Because there are certain places, there are certain people who work all around the clock. When they work around the clock, they don't find time, and they don't find time. Naturally, they are put into stress. When they are put into stress, naturally they are not able to meet the success, because they are not able to do the work. Hence, we will have to prioritize. When we have time management effectively, naturally the stress management will be very, very helpful. So we will have to have a regular meditation, a regular exercise, and we will have to refresh our mind at times. For an example, if you are that is why if you're given a 5 hours a day, if you're going to college and you are being in a college right from morning 9 o'clock to evening 4 o'clock, then you are being given in between break hour, in between you are being given 5 minutes, and then you're given lunch hour. It's because to refresh your mind, to refresh your body as well. And that is why those breaks are given. Hence, you have to make yourself, you have to meditate yourself, you have to refresh yourself, both mentally and physically. And listen to music. Music is the most powerful impact that can create in every field. It's not that one particular field, any field that you take, this music will be very, very grateful to relieve your stress. Hence, listen to music. And entertainment. It doesn't mean that you will have to stick into the entertainment. See, for one whole day you sit and work, and next you're so stressed, so you wanted to spend the next day fully for entertainment. Never do that. Please have an entertainment timing, but allot that entertainment for few minutes in order to really relax yourself. When you relax, naturally you get a peace of mind. And choose a place which will give you a relaxed and poising place. Choose a place where your mind would be very, very soothing, where it would be very, very peaceful. When you choose that particular place, naturally you will be relieved from stress. Again, eat healthy food. When you don't eat a health today, this is again an important criteria that is being made by most of the youngsters. Most of the youngsters, they don't take a food. They skip their morning breakfast. And sometimes they even don't eat at night. So please have a healthy food. This healthy food is not only for your stress, it is also in way, it will be very helpful for all the way. For your entire development, this healthy food will be a very strong supportive. So please eat healthy food. And next is talk to people who would relieve your stress. See, sometimes it happens. Already in in-law, I'm just giving you only an example. When we talk to in-law, naturally, every in-law would always create a stress, right? So they wanted to relieve themselves. How do they wanted to relieve themselves? Okay, if you talk to their husband or if they talk to their wife, naturally, their stress will be relieved. Sometimes even talking to the husband or sometimes talking to the wife also creates a stress. So what do? We will have to choose a person who will help us in relieving our stress. Who will be very helpful? Definitely our friends would be very, very helpful to relieve our stress. Sometimes people who would motivate. Okay, they're not only your friends, sometimes your friends would discourage you. So you will have to choose the right people who would motivate you, who will who will help you to relieve your stress. And another thing is have a positive attitude. When you have a positive attitude, naturally your stress gets reduced. And seek apologize. This is the most important thing again with the youngsters. When a mistake is done, you fail to seek apologies. When you fail to seek apologize, it means that you are being stressed. Okay, see, for an example, I have two daughters. They keep fighting every time. When I say the younger one to ask sorry to her, the elder sister, she never do it because she feels that it is an ego problem for her. When she doesn't do that, naturally that is being stored in her memory, stored in her mind, and that gives a stress. So this is what, when we work in a place, when we work in a classroom, when we work in a team, we will have to definitely seek apologize. We will have to forget certain issues. We'll have to forgive as well. And other thing is drink a lot of water. See, drinking a lot of water is it would be funny, but understand the drinking water will also be a great help in relieving your stress. See, understand, sometimes if you're feeling headache or sometimes if you're stressed physically, what would you do is you have a bath. When you have a bath, naturally you feel relaxed. When you have a bath, when your body is being relaxed, your mind is also very, very free. It means that drinking water also plays a role in relieving your stress. And then avoid distractions. When you avoid distractions, naturally you are free from the stress. You can go for the next slide. See, all those I have told you is only a hint. I'm giving you only an outline of a map. Okay, we still have many, and that will never be fit in for 1 hour class. And next is leadership skills. So leadership, I think you are all familiar with this. See, when you wanted to become a leader, then what you have to do is you have to lead the team. To lead the team, you need decision making, you need creativity or a critical thinking, and then problem solving. Why? Because when you are a leader, see, for an example, you are a class representative, and when you are a class representative, you will have to satisfy all the 40 of your class. You will have to lead all the 40 of your class. You will have to, sometimes a girl would say, you are very partial to that particular, you are very partial to this particular. So that time when a problem arises, that particular representative has to solve. So this leadership skill is very, very, again, a great impact for developing a soft skill. See, you need to possess a critical solving or a critical thinking, and then problem solving, and then a lot of self-confidence, and then see all the skills which I've mentioned. Then supervising. So supervising is the main role of a leadership skill. And also you have to have a planning. When you have a strategic planning, definitely you will know how to lead your team, how to push your team, how to take your team to meet the success. And then when you are in a team, for an example, if a teacher is asking you all to do a teamwork or a group discussion work, what would you do is everybody will try to make themselves as individual. Like, I'm the one, I'm the first one, I'm the king, I'm the king. That is what many individuals will try to make in a teamwork. It is the duty bound of a leader who have to solve the teamwork, problem solving, and it is the duty bound of a leader to give equal importance of all the person in the team. And as well, when a leader is being appointed to a particular group, he or she will never have a particular value. So you will have to have a particular value. Okay, just because I'm a leader, just because I'm a class leader, it doesn't mean that I have to be very dominative. So you have still many more things to talk about the leadership skill, but you actually need a separate session to talk about it. I'm just giving you only a hint. And it doesn't mean that just because you're class representative, you are a teacher, doesn't mean that you have to be very democratic, or it doesn't mean that you have to be very autocratic. So you have to be balanced. You have to balance the entire team to make it a smooth way. And then reward your team. If any of your classmates does better than you, just because your leader doesn't mean that you alone can get a success. If any of your team does any work better, applaud them, give a reward, appreciate them, motivate them. That will show that you are excel in a leadership skill. And please trust your team. When you don't trust your team, that entire team will be collapsed. That entire team will be break. Hence, the leader must possess, if you wanted to maintain the leadership, then you must possess all such skills. Another important is giving constructive feedback and as well getting a constructive feedback. Just because you're leader, it doesn't mean that nobody should criticize you. When you are doing wrong, when you are doing something great, the team also have to be cooperative with you. The team also have to give you some constructive feedback, and as well you must be able to get that particular constructive feedback to develop that particular team. If you possess all such skills in an effective way, then you are fit enough to be a proper leader. You can go for the next slide. Next is an interpersonal skill. See, so far we have seen very few skills, and all those skills will also meet your personal development as well. Interpersonal relationship is nothing but having a smooth relationship, having a gentle relationship, having a good or better relationship with the people who are around us, who are close around us. See, today it has become a situation that even in our neighborhood, we keep fighting, we keep arguing. We don't have a gentle relationship who is in our neighborhood. So when we possess this interpersonal skill, naturally we can create a friendly atmosphere throughout our neighbor place or throughout the area we live. So when you are put in for a job, you will have to show a real interest. When you show a real interest to your colleagues or your friends, then they will understand that you really possess this interpersonal skill. And the next thing is, sometimes you will feel very difficult to deal with sometimes you feel again a great task or difficult to meet some people who are very hard. So when you possess this interpersonal skill, naturally you can bring it in a smooth way. And then when you possess this particular skill, you can also have a wide networking. When you had a wide networking, you can meet your need, and you have to create a friendliness. When you create a friendliness, everybody will be able to approach you in an easy way. And you have to balance your family, your work spot, and wherever you go, you will have to balance everybody. And when you possess this skill, you should not show any sort of discrimination. Either could be a gender discrimination, or it could not be a community discrimination. When you can avoid such discrimination to maintain a strong interpersonal skill. Another important aspect is active listening. Today, many of us fail to listen what other people speak. And today, many individual is longing whether someone could listen to their words. So active listening is also another important criteria of developing your interpersonal skill. And then flexibility. This is again an important aspect where most of the people is missing, where most of the people are failing to do it. When we are flexible in our work spot, when we are flexible in a classroom or flexible in a family, naturally they also get flexible, and there is a smooth relationship is being maintained. So another thing is acknowledge your people, acknowledge the people, whether it is a family or a classmate or your colleagues or wherever you work. Acknowledge if someone is doing better than you. You try to appreciate them, reward them, and respect everybody. See, for an example, if you are boss of the company, it doesn't mean that you have to treat them like a slave. If you show an empathy, if you show a respect, if you have a practice of giving a respect, then again, you are also gained respect. And these are all an important criteria of developing an interpersonal skill. And again, is controlling your emotions. You will have to control your emotions. Why? Because as I said, in the stress management, today many of us fail to balance our emotional. Hence, controlling our emotion is also an important skill that it is required. So once you possess this interpersonal skill, you can have a gentle relationship, a peaceful atmosphere wherever you go. So with this, I wind up my session, and again I tell you, I have given you only crux, the outline, a hint, a gist of soft skill, just to know what is a soft skill. Still, there are many soft skills which takes many hours, many classes to talk about it, to deal with. I have given you a hint, so please have a deep study of all these skills when you are free. And when we conclude, I just wanted to end up with two sayings. One is pick one skill. See, for an example, if you are weak in one skill and if you're strong in another skill, please pick out one skill where you are weak and get trained. Keep practicing. When you keep practicing, definitely you will reach the success. Another thing is skill and confidence will go hand in hand to meet the success. And as Narendra Modi has said, skill development, the future is depending based on the skill development. Along with the skill development, the speed, the scale, these are the key important aspects for an individual growth, for social growth as well. So these are the important skills where you have to develop individually for your personal and for your professional growth. And before we wind up, there is another video which you can please see, and that video will very clearly will tell you or will reveal you what determines the future. So the future lies in a skill-based system. The India success is met based on the India system. So you can have a watch of that particular video and we'll end up with that particular video. Thank you so much. Ma'am, you can please turn on that video.
देश को विकास के द्वारा आगे बढ़ाना है तो स्किल डेवलपमेंट ये हमारा मुद्दा है।
So that was a video that gave an importance about the skill. So we wind up with this. So if students, dear students, if you possess a strong skill on various strong skills, definitely you are going to create a healthy India, a strong India, apart from being an individual. So all the best. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, I want to ask some question to you. Can
Yes,
I?
sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Normally, ma'am, I'm also a small team. See, we are teaching, the soft skills like effective communication, motivation, attitude, these are all the things we are teaching.
Yes,
So
sir.
with your vast experience, could you please suggest some tips how to motivate the students to know the importance of the soft skills? Particularly, generally, most of the students, they are neglecting. With your experience, how to make them to know the importance of the communication skills?
Importance of communication or soft skills, sir?
A lot of soft skills, of course. Communication also is part and parcel of the soft skills. Mainly soft skills, you can say.
Okay, fine. The first thing is, as you said, many of you know, many of the students are aware of the term, but they do not know exactly what is the term is meant for. So what we can do is we can give them a lot of training. So this one session is again a motivation session. I could say, rather than saying this is a soft skill session, we could say that this session is also a motivation session. So in order to give an awareness, in order to motivate the students, we can give an awareness session, and we can give some activities. There are many activities. If you surf it in the Google search, you can find that there are many activities for soft skill, and you can give them. And when you give them, when you give some activity, naturally they will know what they are doing. And in that particular, being a mentor, being a teacher, we can instruct them, we can tell them that you are lacking and lacking, you will have to gain. And so for this particular, we will have a special session like soft skill. So my personal opinion would be like, we will have to give them an awareness session, and thereby we will have to motivate them to know what is exactly soft skill. And India is also demanding for the soft skill, because as the last video has been shown, many of the youngsters, especially youth, is lacking in the soft skill. So that is why even Indian government have come forward in spending many lakhs and crores of money for the skill development. So all those must be motivated only by giving them an awareness, sir. I think I'm correct with you. I think
Thanks
I have given you a clear answer. Yes.
Thanks, sir. Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. Any other question, ma'am?
There is a question in the YouTube, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
What kind of soft skills required in this work from home environment?
What sort? Digital communication. I think digital communication, because that's the most thing. We are using digital, and this digital communication, we must be that one particular skill is being required. So we will have to mingle with hard and soft skill. So this digital communication, digital communication is nothing but we will have to send email, and we will have to use technology, and thereby communicating the messages, or thereby communicating the ideas. See, taking the Zoom itself like a digital communication. So that skill must be attained today. Any other question, ma'am?
That's all, ma'am. Thank you so much. Only good appreciations are in the chat box, ma'am. Your session is very useful. I enjoyed it. Good session. Nice presentation like this, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Shall we wind up the session, ma'am?
I should thank the institution, organization, and the organizers and head of the department, other colleagues for having organized. And a special mention of thanks to Mr. SP, because he was the one who motivated and who said regarding this session. So thank you, Mr. SP. And also a special mention of thanks to my colleague, Mr. Meenakshi Sundaram, because he was also the one who also motivated me and who gave me a few tips. And thank you, sir. And thank you everybody who have been here with me for my success. And a special mention of thanks to the organizers and Vishalakshmi. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please send a feedback form.
Dear participants, we will post the feedback link in the chat box. Now invite one of our faculties, Ms. Mercia, to deliver a formal vote of thanks. Please, Mercia.
A very good afternoon to all. Wisdom is knowing what to do next. Skill is knowing how to do it. And virtue is doing it. First of all, I'm grateful to God, the Almighty, who leads us in the path of success and for the continuous showering the blessings upon us. With all our due respect, I would like to express my sincere thanks to our chief guest, Dr. Mrs. S. Nagalakshmi Ma'am, Assistant Professor of English. We felt great pleasure to have you among us on this online webinar. We really appreciate you taking out time for us from your busy schedule. It's always been our pleasure to have you with us, and we look forward to seeing you again for the upcoming workshop. On behalf of the management, staffs, and students, from the bottom of my heart, I extend my hearty thanks to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I express my heartfelt thanks to our principal, Sister Dr. C. Jyoti Mary, who has permitted us to have this online webinar in our college during this lockdown periods with fruitful spirit. I extend my sincere thanks to you, sister. I express my heartfelt thanks to our Vice Principal, Dr. Sister Sabine Mary, Assistant Professor in English. It's my privilege. I extend my thanks to you, sister. I would like to thank Mrs. S.P. Visalakshi, Head of the Department of English, for her guidance and moral support. And I'm very happy to express to our staff that has made this webinar a grand success through motivation and dedication. Thank you so much, one and all present here, and have a good and pleasant day to you all. Once again, I thank all for your cordial cooperation. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Marcia.
Thank you, ma'am.
Before we conclude, this is the right time. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to one of our faculties, Dr. R. Vijayalakshmi, IQAC Coordinator, Idhaya College for Women, Sarugani, who supported us a lot. Ma'am, though you have many work, but your help and support to us made this webinar a successful one. On behalf of our department, I really express my hearty thanks to you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Ma'am, can I wind up, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
I'll get back to you over phone, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, Vijay, ma'am.
Yes, I'm here, sister.
Vijay, ma'am, shall we end up the session, ma'am?
Yeah, ma, let it be because the students are copying the feedback form.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
So if
No
you
problem.
want, we can quit, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
I can wait for 5 minutes to copy the feedback link.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Let them do.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Priya, enga Priya, enakku varala.
Visalakshi, congratulations. It's went on well.
Sister, thank you so much, sister.
Now the feedback is going on. Am I correct?
Yes, my sister.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
I extend my gratitude to Mrs. Vijay also. Vijay?
Yes.
Sister, I'm here.
Congratulations.
Thank
You
you.
integrated the course. Really appreciate. These are the things I am expecting from the staff members. Continue that. Integrity is very, 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 very important.
Okay, sister. Okay, sister.
Congrats.
She is the one who helped us a lot, sister.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
yesterday onwards,
In
I was
future,
disturbing her.
all the staff members, if they are doing like this, I am very happy about that.
Yes, sister.
To be
Sure, sister.
continued in the future also.
Yes, sister.
Congrats.
Sure, sister. Okay, thank you, sister.
Thank you.
Okay, Sala.
Yes, sister.
Sala, ma'am.
Yes, sister.
Thank
I
you
am here,
very much,
sister.
Sala, ma'am. Yeah, it has. I mean, it has done without any problem, without any interruption. Really, we thank God for that. Okay, thank you. And then, what of Vijayalakshmi, ma'am? Ma'am,
Viji
Viji
ma'am?
ma'am.
Yeah, sister, I'm here.
Viji ma'am, thank you so much, ma'am, for your cooperation and coexistence, ma'am.
No, sister, it's my duty.
God bless you, ma'am. God bless your family too.
Thank you,
So
sister.
both of them, have they attended this seminar, ma'am?
Yeah, sister, my daughter alone is attended because he is having class, sister.
Okay. That is good then.
Thank you, sister.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, sister, thank you.
Sala, ma'am.
Yes, sister.
Can you call ma'am, Nagalakshmi, ma'am? I will talk to her over the phone and I want to thank her.
Yes, sister. Yes, sister. Now you give a call, sister.
Okay. After finishing this, you can make a phone call and give it to me, okay?
Yes, sister. Yes, sister.
Okay, thank you, Pa. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you. Viji ma'am. Hello.
Sister is here.
Viji ma'am, have you recorded this session, ma'am?
Yeah, sister.
Yeah, sister has asked you to send it to the Facebook as well as the other website also, ma'am.
Okay, sister.
And then those who attended, through that YouTube, no, ma'am, they're also asking the feedback form, it seems.
We have posted there, sister.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Zoom as well as YouTube we have posted.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
பேசணும் பாரு